2003. I will never forget 2003. It was the first day of my first grade. My teacher was crazy. When I say crazy, I mean the year after I was in her class, her daughters were taken away from her, and she was fired from her job. Well, it was my first day, and I was pumped. I was really excited to get home from school, because there was a new episode of my favorite show, Dexter's Lab, on tonight. After the day in school, I got home. I begged my mom to turn it on. I felt stupid after this, because it didn't come on until 7. So I said I could wait. Finally 7 arrived, and I sat down in front of the TV with my dad. He asked me what I wanted to watch, and I told him Dexter's Laboratory. He said that I'd have to watch it alone because he had to get up at 3 to go to work. I said okay, and he left. When it started, I was so excited, didn't even notice that the color was off, and the sound was quieter. The frames came up and said the name of the episode, Dexter's Accident. The picture was of Dexter on his knees in front of the grave with flowers on it. The grave didn't have anyone's name on it. This is where I got even more excited, because nobody ever dies on Dexter's Lab. It made me feel more like an adult. The episode got started with Dexter sitting on his bed with tears in his eyes. Dee Dee came in and said, "Hi, Dexter," in her usual annoying voice. Dexter didn't reply. She looked at him and asked what was wrong. Dexter lifted his head and said he had accidentally killed Monkey in an experiment, and now he had nothing to test on. Dee Dee said she'd do it. Dexter looked at her and said, "It's no danger, Dee Dee." He stopped himself and said to himself, "Unless it works on humans, better than monkeys." He said okay and took her to the machine in his lab. He hooked her up to the machine, and all she did say was it tickled. Dexter started up the machine, and Dee Dee started to fall asleep. Dexter said, "Yes, everything is working." It then went silent for about 3 minutes, and just like that, Dee Dee woke up screaming at the top of her lungs. Dexter tried to calm her down. He stopped the machine and asked what happened. She was still screaming, but she had said her bones were melting. Dexter was crying. He didn't know what to do. He just sat there and watched Dee Dee screaming in pain until she just stopped. Dexter went downstairs crying and told his parents that Dee Dee was dead. His dad ran upstairs and screamed. He never came back down. Everything paused for about 2 minutes, and then you hear a gunshot. Mom started screaming, and Dexter ran outside yelling for help. When you hear another gunshot, and Mom screams at stop, Dexter starts running down the road and goes head on with the truck. A guy then gets out of the truck and looks at the camera, smirks and says, I'm presumably joking, "Guess this truly is the end." I will try to find pictures of this episode, and I will post them for you guys. Alright, my pretties, that was Dexter's Accident, a Dexter's Laboratory lost episode creepypasta. My final thoughts on this story. Well, this story was not really that great. I'm being brutally honest with this, folks. This story was not really that great. I mean, it had some cliches and stuff, but at the same time, I can understand that the person tried to make something a little original, but it just ended up with everybody dying. You know, that honestly really pretty much kills the story, is that it just ends up everybody dying at the end. I don't understand what it is with the creepypastas, ending with everybody dying at the end. I just feel that that's cliche because, that has been used in a lot of creepypastas. So, yeah. Okay. I mean, the startup of it seems interesting, but at the same time, I don't understand why that it was there and it was not mentioned again or anything like that. It kind of just remains filler, if that makes total sense. And pardon me about the background sound, I have a fan going on. So, yeah, it's hot where I'm at. The day I'm recording this, it's pretty hot, so, yeah. Hopefully that's not going to affect anybody, but, and then the part of, the protagonist watches the episode, and the dad, was going to watch it with him, but he had to leave because he has to go to bed early. So, the episode starts off as normal, is, Dexter working on his, experiment, doesn't really work out, and then Dee Dee comes in, and he just decides to, experiment on Dee Dee. Then she wakes up screaming. I mean, I don't know what's causing her to scream. It didn't really explain in the episode that why Dee Dee was screaming. I would have liked it if the story went into context as to what was making her screaming, because in that way that could have helped out the story a lot more, if that makes sense. Another thing I really have to say is that pretty much her bones were melting. I mean, it does explain why she was screaming, but it doesn't really explain that well in detail, if that really makes sense. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at. But another thing I really have to say is that the part of the story is where, pretty much the mom starts screaming, and pretty much everybody dies. Like, the dad dies, the mom dies, Dee Dee dies, and Dexter gets hit by a truck. Like, that really just doesn't make any sense, why they end up dying at the end. I don't understand what it is with creepypastas nowadays, ending with, everybody dying. Like, this is common for lost episode pastas, with everybody dying at the end. I really don't know why that's the case. That really makes me wonder why that's the case. I still don't understand. I really don't. And, I'm seeing this cliche in a lot in lost episode pastas. When I look at, trying to find some good stories to narrate, I end up seeing that, and I'm like, oh my god, that's just cliched, and I don't understand why people are still stuck in this loop of cliches. It just really doesn't work. It doesn't work with lost episode creepypastas anymore. It generally doesn't. It doesn't really work and stuff. It honestly just doesn't make sense, if that makes total sense. So, yeah. With that being said, that being the case, and the ending wasn't really that good, because it basically just says, I will try to find pictures for the episode, and I will post them for you guys. There's no really pictures or anything about the episode, so that is another thing you could say. If you're going to post pictures or footage of something like that, you have to get really creative, if that makes sense. But at the same time, if there is evidence of what's going on, there you should have evidence for it. Don't just end it there like that and not do it. Never end a story like that, people. Never do. This episode could have had potential to be interesting, but unfortunately it didn't. And this was written by Dinatimus, so yeah, to Dinatimus, if you're watching this, I hope you're doing better with your creepypasta, writing. I mean, the story wasn't really that good. I'm sorry I have to be a little harsh with the review, but I'm being brutally honest with this story. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to really say, but I can't really think of anything else, so yeah. With that being the case, and with that being said, I'm going to sit here and just say, to the author of this story, I recommend you try to improve. If you're going to make a lost episode pasta, try to make something original, and try to have a better storytelling context, if that makes sense. The story just wasn't that good. That's literally what I'm being brutally honest. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I'm trying to say. Okay, like I'm always going to say, and like I'll always continue to say, this is just simply my own personal opinion. If you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regardless of these creepypastas. This is just simply my own personal thoughts. I'm going to give this story a 3 out of 10. I know it might be a little high for some people, but I mean, the grammar was alright. It wasn't perfect, but it was alright. The storyline could have been done better. The context of the story could have been more explained and stuff, but it just didn't work out with this story, and that's the unfortunate part. This story could have potential of being good, but unfortunately it didn't. That's the unfortunate part. But I'll give it credit that the grammar was good. I had no problem reading it, but that's just it. And I don't know about you guys and your opinions, but I'll leave a link in the description for the story below so you guys can go check this story out if you haven't. Anyways, what did you guys personally think of this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you all not? Also, what you have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Feel free to let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I'm the Lion Queen. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and if you enjoyed this channel, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell for notifications to when I upload, so that way you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, if you want to go follow me on sites like DeviantArt and Twitter, links to those will be in the About page section, so you guys can go follow me on those. Also, be sure to subscribe to my backup channel known as Miss Dark Shigo, as links to those will be in the About page section, so you guys can go follow me on there. That's pretty much all I have to really say, but if I'm missing something, please let me know what it is in the comments below. And as always, roll the outro because I'm out of here, and I'll see you all next time. What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, stay pretty.